The Cincinnati Bengals travel to Baltimore to take on the Ravens in a Week 10 divisional Thursday night football matchup. And I'm going to tell you my favorite player prop in this game, along with a plus 1600 futures pick that pertains to a player in this game. But let's do a quick recap of Sunday because I didn't find any value on Monday night football, and Sunday was frustrating. We went 2-2, which kind of sounds good, right? We won on Chuba Hubbard over 53 and a half rushing yards. We won on the under in Lions versus Packers, but we finished down 1.63 units. That's why you never really see me keep a record. You keep me in units because units are how we make money or lose money. And we lost 1.63 units because A.J. Brown, we took him over everything. It was my favorite play of the season, and he got hurt and didn't play the second half. That was tough. We took Tyreek Hill under 79 and a half receiving yards. He had 6 in the first half. And in the last couple minutes of the game, he catches a 19-yard pass exactly to land on 80 yards, which lowers our season total to just plus 0.5 units, which doesn't sound great. It doesn't feel great. Luckily, it's still in the green, but I want to be better. And I have a feeling that I'm about to go on a heater. So I'd buy stock in me now. Let's get to the play. Before we begin, just a couple of housekeeping things. If you're coming onto this channel for the first time, this is your first time ever seeing me, welcome. My name is Peter Apple, and this is the home for all of my NFL picks moving forward. And I'm going for my 4th straight profitable season, so I hope you hit that subscribe button for future NFL pick videos. And also, let me know in the comments what you're on for Thursday Night Football. I'll answer all the comments just like I always do. And that this channel is sponsored by BetMGM. It is the perfect time to use promo code JustGridiron for a first bet offer up to $1,500. Deposit at least $10, and if you lose your first wager on BetMGM after using code JustGridiron, you'll get up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if that first pick were to lose. However, gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 21 years or older. Terms and conditions apply. Lamar Jackson is among the elite of quarterbacks when it comes to throwing the football. Lamar Jackson has proved that time and time again, but I think the larger football audience still envisions Lamar Jackson as this elite running threat, which he is, but he's been prolific through the air. He has the highest passer rating of any qualified quarterback in the NFL. He's number 2 in EPA plus completion percentage over expectation. He's 3rd in passing yards, and that's even with Derrick Henry leading the league in rushing yards. He has the 10th highest completion percentage, but among that top 10, only 3 have averaged 8 air yards or more, which means he's been completely dominant and accurate in completing the deep ball, but he's also an assassin in the mid-range. He's one of the most talented quarterbacks that we have ever seen, and touchdown passes have been relatively easy for him to compile. He's one of 3 quarterbacks this year with at least 20 passing touchdowns and is set up beautifully in a matchup against a below-average secondary that just hasn't seen a lot of quarterbacks of his caliber. So while the Bengals are 16th in passing touchdowns allowed, which I think is giving us a little bit of value on this line, let's look at who they faced. Week 1, Jacoby Brissett, nothing. Week 2, Patrick Mahomes goes over this line. Week 3, Jaden Daniels, good quarterbacks, go over this line. Week 4, Andy Dalton, not that good of a quarterback, went over this line. Week 5, Lamar Jackson throws for 4 touchdowns. But in week 6, Daniel Jones didn't throw for any. Didn't he have a streak of never throwing a touchdown pass ever? I don't know. But we know Daniel Jones is not very good. Deshaun Watson, anybody intrigued? Not at all. Week 8, against Jalen Hurts. Tough matchup. Hurts only threw 1, but Hurts has only thrown 10 touchdown passes all year. That's not where he dominates. And then last week against Gardner Minshew, Las Vegas Raiders, no touchdowns. The Cincinnati Bengals secondary still ranks 20th in dropback EPA, facing that array of quarterbacks. No wonder they're 20th, even though they've had a pretty easy schedule of quarterbacks. When they face an elite one like Jaden Daniels or Patrick Mahomes, or of course Lamar Jackson, the passing touchdowns are there every single time. And another factor that I'm looking at here is Lamar Jackson's knee. Right? He was designated as questionable early on in the week because he missed practice on Tuesday, but he's ready to go here. He barely ran at all last week, which I think is more of a contributing factor of them just beating the living crap out of the Denver Broncos. But it could have something to do with a knee or a back issue that he has been dealing with, which makes him less susceptible to runs. So I think on a short week, we're going to see some maybe less design runs for him, more of an ability to sit back in the pocket and dice up this Bengals secondary through the air from the pocket rather than just darting out at a moment's notice, right? Just because of that potential knee or back lingering him. So I think there's some validity to looking at the injury on a short week and projecting more overall of a passing attack rather than Lamar just tucking it and running like he would on a normal week when he's healthy. And in terms of just clearing this line, Jackson's been on a tear, right? Going over in 5 of his last 6 games in general. It's a line that against Cincy this year he doubled, and going back to 2023 was over it in both times. If we look at his previous 8 games against the Bengals, he was over this line in 6 of them. And the one time, or the 2 times that it didn't hit, he finished with 1. With a total of 53.5, I think we're going to get a ton of points, and I expect a lot of those Ravens points to be on the backs of Lamar Jackson as he passes for 2 or more in this game. And my model on Rithmm hasn't projected for exactly 2 passing touchdowns, giving him a 61.1% chance of going over 1.5 touchdowns, making the true line closer to minus 150. If you want to build your own model on Rithmm, you could use all of their AI backed props and game picks. Use the link in the description of this video to start a 7-day free trial. All right, now let's talk about the future, because I placed a quarter unit on Lamar Jackson to lead the league in passing yards at plus 1,600. The stats that I laid out to you firmly prove Lamar's ability to be one of the best pocket passers, or just in general, passers in this league. He's 3rd in yards right now, but he's not priced that way. Just like I believe the market has not caught up to the touchdown passes, to Lamar's ability as a passer, he's elite. And while I do think that he's going to finish well within that top 5 and he's going to compete for the top spot, plus 1,600 is not priced like that. So, quarter unit, Lamar Jackson to lead the league in passing yards at 16 to 1. Now, if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that like button. It is the best way to support this channel without spending a dime. Of course, press that subscribe button as well and turn on post notifications for my Sunday video, which will be out soon. We're coming off a cold streak, right? If you've been with us this entire time, started off pretty solid, but over the past 3 videos, it hasn't been good. I'm a transparent guy. I'm an honest guy. I analyze everything in order to give us the best shot of winning. And I think we're going to do that on Thursday Night Football and for the rest of the season. Who's in? I am. Let's go 1-0 on Thursday Night Football. Why not us?